This is TJ's 2022 Street Hunter BRZ, and it's currently for sale, being auctioned live on Cars and Bids.
Well, cat's out of the bag. Cat is out of the bag. Bet you didn't see this video coming. I have some splaining to do for you guys, obviously, but I just want to give a little shout out to Doug. Coming through, you probably like, wait, am I on TJ's video or am I on Doug's channel? Was he reviewing TJ's car? I'm parting ways, I guess, and we'll get into that in just a little bit, but this is for sale, as Doug said, live on auction on Cars and Bids. Top link down below. If you want to own this car, go down below in the description. It is live. We had someone come out, do a full front to back photos and all the details, and you guys have seen the whole entire life of this car, but let's talk about what's on this car. You're interested, you maybe want to buy it. I'm gonna have Doug interview me as if he doesn't know what this car is.
All right, so, well, first off, should we discuss why?
Okay. Let's just get it. He just wants to get
it out of the way.
Just want to get straight to the drama.
What is happening here?
So, in short, I've kind of talked about this a little bit on the channel here and there. I have too much stuff. I have too many cars right now, and as glorious as it might seem, having this many cars.
How many? What is the number here?
Twan, I don't remember the last time we did a list out. I think last time I looked.
If you're at the point where you need to do a list,
yeah,
and you don't remember the last, you don't even need an answer at that point.
Yeah. 26.
26.
Okay, we're at 26 right now.
That's kind of the max.
It's really cool, but at the same time, it really sucks. And for how much you guys know I love the BRZ platform, I owe my whole entire start to the BRZ. This car just doesn't get driven as much as I wanted to. When I first bought this car, I wanted it to be this clean daily, had the wide body aesthetic, it had a simple setup, and I wanted to daily it. But ever since I got the GT3 RS, and since we've had the 34, those are the only cars I daily, and I found this car is getting less and less use, which is sad. This car is so perfect.
GT3 RS and an R34, you know. Are you going to be out of BRZs? Is this the...
No. We still have another one over there in the corner. We still have the original. The OG is still here. For the foreseeable future, I was like, dude, I don't drive this car. I need to make some space. We have some other stuff coming in that I haven't talked to them about, and I was like,
even more cars.
Sabrina's had it. She's like,
I have too much stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm selling one and getting some others.
Well, it's balancing out the scales. So it has to go. I want to see it go to a good home, and I really want to see one of you guys have it. That'd be really awesome.
So let's talk about exactly what's going on here. This is a 22 BRZ. This is the second gen BRZ.
Yeah, second gen. And actually the Gen 1 to Gen 2, there's not that many differences. There's still, boxer motor. The chassis is more or less the same. The suspension components are nearly all the same.
Which was fine. I mean, the car was
which was already good as it was.
Yeah.
But the main thing they really did was they gave it's now an FA. Ian would know this. Is Ian in there? Ian's a big Subaru guy. I think it's a 22. For lack of better words, let's call it a 22. It has 30, 40 more horsepower. It's much more peppier. It has no torque dip. And the interior is just monumentally better.
Monumentally better.
It's good. It's great.
Right.
Those are really the main differences between the two, and the car was already great then, and I think it's better now.
And then you took it and you made it even cooler. So tell me about we got a wide body on this thing.
It's pretty massive. So it's the Street Hunter wide body kit, front bumper replacement, front fender replacement, carbon hood, side skirts, rear quarter panels, rear bumper extensions, duckbill, and the wing. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a very big
And it does
kit.
totally transform the look of this car. Under the hood, it's just stock, because you wanted this to be a car that you would use, but look awesome.
So I have this thing that I say to friends when I'm building cars, and it's kind of my threshold. It's, am I gonna build a car that I'll drive in San Diego, or am I gonna build a car that if I need to go to New York City tomorrow morning, I'll take that car.
Right.
And there's a lot of cars that I own that are not New York City cars. I wouldn't trust that car to drive that amount of time with it breaking down.
Right.
This was I'm going to New York City. I'm driving to Florida, and I'm going to meet up with the Florida boys, and we're going to do some videos. That's what this car is. So.
And TJ, how many times did you do that trip to Florida in this particular car?
It's never happened yet. But
Has it ever happened in any
No,
car?
but if it was to happen.
You have to have, it's like Overlanders. You never know when you're going to need that 7th external gas can.
It's true, but it makes me feel good. It makes me sleep better at night knowing that, not everything in my garage is the most reliable. Having one that is I can go there and back, and I'm,
And it was a usable car. The thing is, the car was great in stock form. Yes, you can mod it and make it faster, etc., but it was great in stock form, and it looks really cool with the body kit and the wheels.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. And we also have the HREs. My favorite wheel ever, the C300. I have 4 different sets of these on different cars.
Yeah, it looks great on this with the kit.
Yeah. Champagne center, polished lip. I have H3 always give me this J-lip, which they don't really do the J-lips anymore. So if you get this car, you're gonna have the special J-lips, which is my favorite thing ever. And then it just has
the J-lip. he's got a setup over at H3.
Yeah, they got us on speed dial for the J-lips.
This isn't a problem with parallel parking, the fact that it sticks out like a half an inch?
I mean, I will say, if any of my cars have curb rash, it was Sabrina, and we've had an argument about it before, and I had
nothing to do with it.
Yeah, I've never done it. I personally have never done it. But does your stallion have?
No, I haven't. My wheels don't stick out a half an inch.
Well, you're on stocky form right now. We'll get you set up to set of H3s after this video. We'll get some J-lips on that car. But no, I've never had issues with it. And then it has a MagnaFlow exhaust, and it also has an unequal length header setup and coilovers, and that's it.
And you got California plates. This thing's passing smog.
Yep.
It's totally fine. It's no problem.
But the sale does come with the stock headers, so you can do what you want with it. But yes, the catback exhaust is good, and it comes with the stock setup if you shall wish to run it.
Right. If you want.
Yes.
Are you going to miss this car?
I am going to miss this car, and I know this is going to happen. I know I'm going to sell it, and I'm going to regret getting rid of it. The only thing that's making me like kind of okay with it is I haven't gone too far down the rabbit hole. I didn't do some crazy motor setup. We didn't do an ECU. We haven't done anything. So it's literally a wide body in wheels and suspension.
So it makes you feel better. You could do it again if you had to.
I was like, if I need to do it, I can build this. I could do this again in like a week's time.
If we go from 26 down to 25, we could go back to 26 if we had to.
Yes, theoretically, it makes me sleep better at night. You guys are seeing a reoccurring
Do you think you
here.
could name all 26 of your cars if I gave you? It's like naming all the states.
No, so that's the thing, is that's why we have the list. Because we start talking about it and we're like, oh, I forgot about that one. But there's also cars that aren't here in California. There's other cars that are in different states, and there's also cars in different countries.
Okay, this is when you know you have a problem. When you have cars in different states, I got a couple of those. When you have cars in different countries, it's time.
Yes.
It's time to thin the herd.
And I know. So this is my start. This is my healthy start. And you know what? This is the individual to blame, because I'll be honest, doing an auction, I'm so nervous. I'm gonna be like staring, and I'm gonna be like, I've never experienced it before. It's like that. I've wanted to mess with it for a while, and I've never like had the courage to do it. So I'm excited to do it, but I'm also nervous that I'm gonna get such a high from seeing how much this goes for that I'm gonna be like, all right, Doug, I got another one. Let's fire it up. So
the end is like the greatest.
I know.
Couple of minutes of your life.
I was watching a couple auctions the other day, and like the last 5 minutes, it's popping off, and I'm like, oh god.
Right, and the time gets added, and you're like, another bid, unless nothing happens, and then.
Yes, unless nothing happens.
No, that's not gonna happen.
I don't know. I'm excited. I'm nervous, but this also might start like a snowball effect of just all my cars going up for auctions, because I do need to make room, and it's gonna be cool. I'm excited.
It's time. So we're gonna start with this.
Yeah.
And some lucky person who is not subject to the California smog laws is going to buy it and be cruising around, and he's gonna tell everybody he's got TJ's BR.
Yeah, and this is serial number 000. So all the Street Hunter kits come with like certificates. A lot of our customers will like order kits way in advance, even before we even announce it, to try to get like a super low serial number. Cool. So this is like the one. This is like the prototype version.
Plus, it's your car.
Yeah, and it was at SEMA too, which is always really cool. We bring a lot of cars to SEMA, and we always do like the new Street Hunter unveiling at SEMA. Every kit we've ever had has been always unveiled at SEMA. So they always get cool presentation. They always get all the cool bits and pieces.
Right,
so.
and this car literally was at SEMA. So this car was seen by all the people and revealed in the whole thing.
Yeah.
This is like the car.
Yes. I'm going to miss it, but if you are interested, the link is down below. Go get a little bid on her.
On cars and bids.
Yeah, give a bid on cars and bids, baby. I'm so nervous. How long is the auction? I don't even know how long.
They all go for a week, and then but all the action is in the last.
I know.
We get people emailing us on like day 5, like, my car has so many bids. We're like, just wait.
Just wait for it. Yeah. Oh man. Well, we love the train. We love the train. We deal with this. Same,
because I shot, it was the exact same thing.
Yeah.
I got to the point where the guy at the coaster knew me and would like honk and wave at me every time I was filming in the parking lot. Yeah.
So for those who don't know,
he sent me a DM on Instagram.
Really?
At one point. Yeah.
So Doug lives in San Diego, and you film a lot of your videos in this area.
I did for a long time. We just got a studio, and I can finally have a place to film in where I don't have to get chased out by security guards.
Yeah.
But yeah, I used to film like literally half-mile from here.
That's so cool.
And now here we are.
Well, it's live. Links down below.
Buy TJ's BRZ. Bid. More bids.
I don't want to say it, but do it. He brought a car today that I'm really excited to see. I literally asked him, like, please, can you bring the GT? Can we just transition this really quick?
Yeah.
We'll just keep it rolling. You've had this now for
a year. Yeah, a year and about 2,000 miles, which is a ton for one of these.
Oh.
The previous owners only did 10,000 miles in the 15 years before I got it, but it's the best.
Okay, the question is, has it lived up to everything you thought it would be?
And you know what? When you have a dream, that's not always the case. You don't meet your heroes. It is literally as good. After I don't drive it for 5 or 6 days, I think to myself, that's a lot of money. It would be nice to just not. But then I get in it and I'm like, I'm never selling this car.
Okay, so this was a case of meeting your hero and it went out well.
Which I knew, because I've driven them before and I knew I was gonna love it. I like really precise, really, I mean, it's just, I think it's the best driver's car truly ever made. It is just so good. And it's even better now. We replaced all the suspension with new KW suspension. It's just so good. It's so good.
This is kind of a hot take, a little bit off topic, but do you want to know what a car was a classic case of don't ever meet your hero for me? It's a BMW. I'll let you preface that. BMW.
E92 M3.
Wow, no, I love that car. You just, I have a soft spot for that car. No, the
Rod
V8
bearings,
is amazing.
Vanos.
It's a little slow, but it sounds, okay, no, I digress. E46 M3.
Oh, interesting.
I was so disappointed when I drove that car.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. Weird hot topic.
I
drove
the S54.
Adam LZ's Laguna Seca one, and I was just like, dude, I really am not, I thought the height, I don't know.
Interesting.
Random
What,
hot.
you didn't think it was like fast enough, or you had to go and get the power?
You know, so like, this is gonna sound really screwed up, but it was so underwhelming that I don't even remember what I didn't like about it.
Oh, wow.
I just drove
You're
it.
gonna lose all your E46 M3
I know,
fans.
no.
I love the E46 M3, however. Come on over to the...
Okay, no, like, hey, I'm being real. I drove it. I loved them. I wanted a Laguna Seca so bad. And then LZ got one. I drove it, and I was just like...
It is surprising to me that you love the E92 M3 when they...
Amazing.
Those cars have the same issue, which is that like power is hard to attain.
Okay, so here's where I'm a little biased. My first car was an E90, and like I was an E90post.com forum boy
yeah, I remember
before
those days.
anything else.
Oh, man.
That was like my everything started on E90post.com. So E90s for me,
What did you have?
I had a 328i
328i sedan.
with
Auto?
it was an auto,
Oh, man.
but it had the sport package, so it had the
We've come a long way.
Triptonic, had the little Septronic paddles on it.
Yeah, you were killing it.
I had nightshade on my taillights. I had Plasti Dip on my wheels.
Of course.
I had an M Sport exhaust, way overpriced for what that piece of shit was. And I also had the $1,500 intake, and I had subwoofers. Oh,
and
so
that
sick.
when you were however old,
I was 16.
that was the coolest thing in the world.
Dude,
That
yeah.
auto 328i.
Dude,
you were
I had
like,
paddle
"Yo."
shifters in 2010. That was
And those
a big
paddles
deal.
were weird because the thumb part came over the steering
Wow,
wheel.
that's weird how you know that so well. So the paddles came above and beyond. So if you wanted to downshift, you'd push your thumbs to push away
Right,
gear,
right,
and
right.
then grab to. So upshift was to grab and downshift was push. Weird how you. I
I
guess
know
you
all the
would be the
little
one
stuff.
to know the weird
That's
quirks
my
of.
thing. That's what I got.
Yeah, E90 M2, E90 M3. I was just looking at an E92 M3 the other day, and I was like, I need to buy this car. That's a different story.
You know what is surprisingly undervalued? This is way off topic now. E93 M3s, the convertibles.
Okay, hot take.
take.
I
It's
don't
San
know
Diego.
about that, dog.
It's San Diego.
It is, but it looks like shit.
Of course it does, but it's San Diego. You get a convertible, you drive around.
True.
It's 70, you still have the same powertrain.
I-
those cars sell for a lot less.
Yes, they do, because no one wants them. I guess if you really want, what is it, the S55s where that V8 is? If you
Yeah.
really want that, then sure.
You get a
but,
nice V8, you get a stick shift. They did them with the It's great. Those are great
I
cars.
do. You just don't look good while I'm driving it.
But you have the
Unless
roof
the
down
top's
the whole
down.
time.
Okay,
When
okay.
would you
I
ever
guess
put up
yes.
the roof?
San Diego based.
If you live in Minneapolis, this is not consumer advice, but here in San Diego, that's all I would do. Convertibles are just like, I've just come to the conclusion that all I want is convertibles. Right. I have never put the roof on this car except the time that I took it to smog.
So I have the same way of life. So I have a Seat Corvette, and I literally say to everyone, I'm like, you will never catch me with the roof on. The roof is always off, that's like my way of life with that car.
Or else why?
why?
I could drive
I'm like, why
something
would
else.
you not?
Right.
So I guess I do see that, but I would never
nothing
own
like
an
a convertible.
E93.
No, and then you get to hear the noise and E93 owners, I got you.
I mean, he's making me look like a villain today.
He's over here. He's over here. He's got
I'm just
328i auto.
Yeah,
He's
dude, I had
bragging
the
about
active
his
AutoWorks Stage 2 tune on it and
bragging
everything.
about his thumb buttons.
Dude,
He's
I had a
bragging on the
330i
E93.
manifold on it. It was sick back in the day. But then I sold that to get the BRZ, and that's how the whole origin story started. My first 4 videos are with my E90 M3. Rip, we tried buying it back. The seller told me to eat shit. So that's a whole different story for another time. But
Are you still in touch with him?
no, it was a big we had a big video series on it. The person who owns it, man, how do I say this in short?
Is an E90 M3 owner.
No, I hired a private investigator to find the person.
No way.
I know, so that's probably not the best way to start this story because it came off a little creepy, but the guy was very pissed. I couldn't actually get in touch with the guy. I got in touch with his son, and let's just say they weren't the nicest people in the world. They just shut the door in my face, and it just never happened. But I tried buying it back. And,
that's every E46, E90, F80 M3 owner.
Yeah. As we're in this rabbit hole of E90s, what's your hot take on 335 IS?
Oh, I like that car. I think the car's
really
cool. Well, yeah, you know, you're an automatic guy, so
yes.
it would have given DCT.
I wasn't, okay, to be fair, I did get rid of my BMW and I got a manual BRZ because I wanted to drive stick. So I got out of them. I was scared to drive manual. I was 16.
I remember, I felt the same way. I was like, oh, yeah, I had an A4 with Tiptronic, and I was like, this is good enough.
The Tiptronic. Why was the Audi Tiptronic and BMWs was, I think it was
all the same. They just branded it.
It was all the same garbage. That was all.
It was all the same garbage.
Dude, man, you're bringing me down a rabbit hole right now of memory.
The 335 IS is cool. I like the 135 IS.
They made an IS, the 135?
Yeah. Very end.
I didn't
Short
even
production.
know that.
And then there was the 1M, but 1Ms are crazy much more money.
Yes.
Whereas 135 ISs are only like a little.
Do you like the 1M?
Oh, I love the 1M.
He hates them.
I hate it. I don't like it.
He hates it.
Because it's ugly.
Yeah, I don't like the front end. The front end is just like, looks unfinished. I don't know.
There's no doubt it's ugly, but a lot of ugly cars have gotten their day.
Yeah. They have.
I forgot about the planes.
You know the OG
oh
film
man,
spot.
I hated it. I hated it so much.
Between the jets and the train.
And sometimes they would do like trainings, and those days there were like hundreds of planes would fly over.
They do training like every day, it feels like here. And we always have to stop filming for the jets.
You film outside here? Don't people show up?
Yes. Don't be that person.
By the end, people were doing it to me too because they figured out. Because when I would show like the navigation systems, it would show.
Oh yeah. They come down this dead end road and they're like, I just ended up here. I don't know how I got here.
Whoa, it's cheating.
I'm like, oh yeah, we're from like wherever. And I'm like,
yeah, right. They got Iowa plates.
Yeah.
What is? I don't know.
Dude, I took a wrong turn. I ended up here. I looked familiar. Yeah, on a dead end road and Anyways, BMWs. What a little rant we just went off there. But this car, I've never really even put my eyes on one too much in person. Is there an opportunity where maybe you give me a ride in this car?
Yeah, let's take it out.
Are these fast? Weird question.
No, very slow. Kind of well known for being. You're not going to think
serious?
it's fast. You mod everything and you get all this crazy. No, I'm not being serious. They're really fast in my opinion. Although, you know what's interesting? Like, this car was considered like the Widowmaker.
Yes.
0 to 60 in 3.6.
Okay, so that's really fast. This
It's
is
like,
05.
For 05, it was a ton.
Yeah.
But like a Kia EV6 electric crossover that I'm thinking about getting for my wife. It does 0 to 60 in 2.5.
Really?
Yeah, pretty much. That's the world now. Every car is two seconds 0
I
to
guess.
60.
Yeah, I
so
remember.
like these, and like people said that about 930s, like the original 911 turbos back in the day, they were like the Widowmaker. The car's like 6.5 seconds.
Yeah, GT2 RS, Widowmaker.
Right.
So what I'm just curious about, I mean, because I have an RS, I understand what's a slow car. That's slow, all things considered, of that price range.
Right.
This isn't about speed. It's about handling. It's about driving.
Right.
It's
the
about
whole package, which is
everything.
what Porsche is best at.
I'm just excited to see you get in this car. I'm curious to see where your head's gonna.
I come up a little.
Your head's
Yeah,
gonna,
that's why we don't drive it with the roof. By the way, here's a little interesting Carrera GT tidbit for you. You take off the roof, and it leaves the hole where the roof goes in, and so there's a little plastic slider. Cover it up.
Show them the door thing. Show them the door thing.
Here, the door is famous for being really wide, and so in the door, there is a little storage compartment where you could put stuff. And this car came with fitted luggage, and the luggage fits in all these little nooks and crannies. Like there's one that fits right under there, but there are two pieces that fit precisely, take up this spot in the door. They're like, I think for sunglasses.
So when you purchase the car new from factory,
you got the luggage.
It comes with luggage. It's not an option.
A luggage, yes, that's right. Luggage set now is 15 grand. So I don't use I have the luggage, but I don't use it.
Is there a frunk?
There is, but the top is in there. So you got
to get this shot. I saw this. That scoop is crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Twan, look at this.
Oh, wow.
And the little straps match the leather color, and they are numbered because it's German, and God forbid that they don't, you could have figured it out, but the Germans have to. So strap number 1 goes on first, and then you put the second panel on and strap number 2. And there's little diagrams of where everything needs to go to fit in perfectly.
Wow. Wow, I'm surprised that this is what. Oh, it's pretty secure.
Yeah, there's like a little slot for it all to like everything is like perfectly.
I love that they weren't, because I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like you would know this, on Mercy and on Aventador, there's no place to put. You take the roof off and you just find a place to put it.
And,
it doesn't fit in the car anymore.
And the Diablo, the roof, you put it over the engine cover, which looked horrible. So they were just like, forget it. We're just gonna. They're just not gonna have a roof. Good luck, everybody.
It's cool that it fits, because in the C8 they have the little fancy thing, which is really awesome. But this is like.
But the C8's issue is that the roof comes off all as one thing, and so it's huge, and that kind of screwed up the rear of the car because the trunk is like wider than it should be because of that roof panel. Splitting it into two is the smart way to do it.
Wow.
And there are other cars that have done this, but I think it's the right way to do it.
That's
and
really cool.
You can ride with one roof panel on if you want, and one roof panel off. People do that with Wranglers.
Have you ever done that?
No.
It's kind of like that driving to New York thing.
Right.
You're never really going to use it.
Gonna do it.
I guess it's cool either
but
way.
But it's there.
Wow. Okay.
You want to go for a ride?
Yes, I
All
do.
right.
There's not a lot of cars these days that I haven't. Whoa, that does
you want to hear?
sound
You want to hear?
good.
Maybe
I'm just excited to see what this car feels like. So it's 600 something horsepower.
Yeah, just over 600 horsepower. Are you not a little worried because the whole, you know?
I'm not worried, but like, I was gonna ask you. You said you just tracked it the other day. Yeah. Is it like it's not as scary as?
No, I don't find it scary at all. But we put on new tires and new suspension, like totally new suspension, and it totally transformed the car. It feels like a modern exotic car now. Like it feels like a 488 or an F8, but with an NA V10 and a manual transmission.
Wow. I oftentimes get paranoid because I have an RS. I have a 991 RS. It doesn't have a backup camera, and I'm like, why does this car at this dollar point in 2016 not have a backup camera?
Weight savings.
I know. I know.
But now I'm good.
Oh, it's ooh.
It has a lot of mechanical chatter you'll hear, like very race car.
Yeah, of the cars that I've owned that are the exotic, this is in no way like a direct comparison, but it reminds me of like my Aventador had the very, very like noticeable presence behind you.
Yeah. Yes.
My 458, not so much. Huracan, not so much. My Aventador. Oh. So like, not saying this sounds like my Aventador, but like it has that presence.
Right.
You go so much faster over those bumps than I do. Any of my cars, it's made me so uncomfortable.
You got everything you have is lowered.
I guess. Even if it's not, I drive my like over bumps. I'm like,
right. This car's pretty dailyable. Like if you, especially with the lift. Without the lift, it's a disaster. I mean, I wouldn't daily it. It's too valuable. It's whatever.
Yeah.
But like, there's room in here. There's storage space in here.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned here before, no one notices it on the street.
Sounds sick.
It's great.
And how's the gearbox?
It's amazing.
Feels great.
It is one of the best feeling clutch and shifter combos ever. Porsche does that right just generally, and in this car they did it so right.
And one of the things that I feel people would question is like the location of the shifter.
Right.
I think in photos and videos looks weird.
It looks
but
weird.
When you're here, it's really not like it's not like this weird awkward reach.
And it's really nice to just be able to do this.
Yeah,
when
you're so close to the steering wheel.
Yeah, I took it on the racetrack last week, and that was so nice. You would come up to a corner, you do what you got to do. You're right there next to it.
Yeah.
You can just do it.
Wow, it sounds good. Wow, and this is a factory exhaust too.
Yeah,
oh, I love it. So sick.
Right. It's so good.
I'm paranoid in the passenger seat. It probably took me such a long time to get comfortable in this.
Yeah, totally. I will say that the confidence it gives you while you're driving it makes you feel better about driving it hard. Like, I'm not worried. It doesn't worry me on a day-to-day. Like, I feel so confident knowing exactly where it's gonna go and what it's gonna do that it doesn't scare me that much.
One thing that I just noticed too is like the window is like above my shoulder.
Yeah.
It's such a like a cockpit car.
Right, you do totally feel like you are in it.
It is nuts. Oh, it's so good. That was the most paranoid I've ever been in a passenger seat. It's a lot of car. Yeah. It's a lot of money, but it sounds amazing.
Plus there's a rep.
Yes.
You never really know. But I used to turn down rides in this, even though it was my favorite car in the world, because I was never sure what someone was going to do. And some people do some stuff.
That's another thing.
Whenever you're in like a watch this, man.
Yeah, you never want to be in a watch this. I've been in one. I've been in a car accident when someone did a watch this scenario, and it's never a great place to be. I just want to say thank you, Doug, for that ride. Thank you for hopping in the video.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
thanks for selling the BRZ on the site. We'll see how it does.
Links down below. Check out Cars and Bids. If you don't even, I never even said, I just assumed everyone knows what Cars and Bids is, but Cars and Bids is an auction site. You can list your car for sale. We never even did that.
It's all right. You got to figure it out.
Yeah, you can list your car for sale. I encourage you guys to check it out if you're looking at selling your car or you've been on the fence about doing an auction. I'm doing it now to let you guys know how my experience is. I'm very excited about it. You can set reserves so you don't just like put your car up and it goes for.
You got a reserve?
Yeah. What?
You got a reserve on that?
I do.
No, don't. Come on. I don't. Just roll the dice.
Sells for $1. You can.
It's not gonna sell for $1. I would pay more than $1 for. I will buy it for more than $1.
Sick. $2, dude. I'll roll that into the next car.
Everybody's afraid of that. Like a car's gonna sell for $1, and I'm like, dude, it's like hundreds of thousands of users. Nobody's car is going for $1. Do no reserve. Come on.
No way.
Yeah. No reserve on Cars and Bids.
It's not a crazy reserve. It's not a crazy. Trust me.
The reserve is not crazy because it's zero.
We'll see. We'll see. Thank you, Doug, for being in today's video. Links down below. I'll see you boys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out and keep moving forward.